Look at your life right now. The choices you made today. The coffee you bought this morning. The person you texted just an hour ago. The opinion you hold so firmly in your mind. Are you absolutely sure those choices were yours? Or did someone subtly, carefully plant them there? Welcome to the shadows of human psychology. We like to believe we are in control. We like to think we are the masters of our own minds. But the truth is much colder. We live in a world governed by invisible strings. Most people go through their entire lives being pulled left and right, completely blind to the hands holding the control bar. Today, we are cutting those strings. We are exposing the 8 hidden forms of manipulation. Listen closely, because by the end of this video, you will look at everyone around you, your friends, your boss, your partner, and even yourself, completely differently. Manipulation isn't always a loud scream or an obvious lie. Most of the time, it's a quiet whisper. It's a chess game where you don't even know you're a piece on the board. If you've ever felt a strange sense of guilt without doing anything wrong, or if you've ever changed your mind completely just to please someone else, you have been a victim. Let's unravel the dark web of human control, starting with the most brutal form.
Form 1. Direct manipulation. This is the brute force of psychological control. It doesn't hide in the shadows. It doesn't wear a polite mask. It is aggressive, blunt, and specifically designed to crush your defenses immediately. Direct manipulators use open threats, intense anger, and absolute demands. They create an environment of pure fear. Think of a corporate boss who stands over your desk and says, "If you don't finish this project by tonight, don't bother coming in tomorrow." Or a toxic partner who looks you in the eyes and says, "Do what I say, or I am leaving you right now." The psychology behind this is simple yet devastating. It is about forcing fear and submission. They don't want to convince you with logic. They want to break your will. They use their voice, their body language, and their authority to make you feel incredibly small. It's a survival mechanism for them and a prison for you. When you encounter a direct manipulator, your brain instantly goes into fight or flight mode. And usually, just to avoid the chaotic conflict, you surrender. You give them exactly what they want, and in doing so, you teach them that their aggression works.
Form 2. Indirect manipulation. The whisperer. If direct manipulation is a heavy hammer, indirect manipulation is a drop of poison slipped silently into your tea. It is subtle, hidden, and deeply cowardly. Indirect manipulators will never attack you face to face. They lack the courage for open conflict. Instead, they use third parties, office gossip, backhanded compliments, and passive-aggressive behavior to slowly bend your reality. They are the ones who look at you and say, "Oh, I love how brave you are for wearing that outfit. I could never pull off something so unusual." On the surface, it sounds like a compliment, but underneath, it's designed to make you feel insecure. They plant doubts in your mind so quietly that you end up thinking the doubt was your own original idea. They might ruin your reputation by spreading half-truths to your friends or coworkers, making everyone look at you differently, while they act completely innocent and supportive to your face. They gain power by manipulating the environment around you, leaving you isolated, confused, and second-guessing your own worth. With an indirect manipulator, you never see the knife until it's already in your back.
Form 3. Emotional manipulation. This is perhaps the most painful form because it happens closest to home, with family, close friends, or romantic partners. This manipulator doesn't care about logic. They use your own love, empathy, and loyalty as weapons against you. Their primary tools are guilt, playing the permanent victim, and withholding affection. Have you ever tried to bring up a valid issue with someone you love, only for them to instantly turn it around and make themselves look like the injured party? Suddenly, the conversation shifts. The focus changes.
you find yourself apologizing to them, even though they were the one who hurt you in the first place. They say things like, "If you really loved me, you wouldn't question me." Or, "After everything I've sacrificed for your happiness, this is how you treat me?" They weaponize your conscience. They make you feel like an inherently bad person just for having basic boundaries, until your entire existence revolves around keeping them happy and avoiding their emotional meltdowns. Form 4. Mass manipulation. The architect of crowds. Let us look beyond individuals and turn our gaze toward the larger world. Form number 4. Mass manipulation. This is the art of controlling societies, nations, and entire generations. It is practiced with terrifying precision by powerful corporations, media giants, and politicians. These entities don't care about one specific person. They care about the collective mind of the public. And they use a very specific psychological trigger to achieve this: tribalism and fear. By tightly controlling the narrative, they create an artificial crisis or a common enemy. They tell you what to love, what to hate, what to buy, and what to fear. Through repetitive slogans, sensationalized news headlines, and highly curated social media algorithms, they program your beliefs from the ground up. You begin to think you are fighting for a noble, independent cause, but in reality, you are just marching to a rhythm played by someone behind a curtain. When millions of people are manipulated simultaneously, individual critical thinking dies, and the crowd becomes a weapon in the hands of the architect. Form 5. Event manipulation. This is the art of the setup. The event manipulator doesn't try to change your mind directly through conversation. Instead, they orchestrate situations and events behind the scenes so perfectly that you are forced to make the exact choice they wanted you to make all along. It's like a magician offering you a deck of cards. It feels like free will, but the trick was designed so you could only pick one specific card. Imagine a coworker who desperately wants your next big project to fail. They won't do something obvious like sabotaging your computer. Instead, they might conveniently forget to invite you to a critical planning meeting, or overload you with minor urgent tasks right before a major deadline. They stage manage your reality. When you finally fail, or when you make a specific stressful decision, it looks completely natural to the outside world, like it was just bad luck or your own personal lack of competence. But it wasn't. The trap was set weeks in advance, and you walked right into it with your eyes wide open. Form 6. Individual manipulation. This is highly personalized, bespoke psychological warfare. A master manipulator doesn't use the same generic tricks on everyone. They are students of human nature. They observe you quietly. They map your insecurities, your deepest desires, your secrets, and your emotional weaknesses. Once they understand your internal blueprint, they tailor-make a strategy specifically to control you. If they notice you are desperate for external validation, they will shower you with intense praise and hyper-attention, becoming your biggest fan until you become completely dependent on their approval. On the other hand, if they know you are deeply insecure about your intelligence, they will casually use complex language and dismiss your ideas with a sigh to make you feel dependent on their superior wisdom. They become whatever key is required to break your specific lock. To the rest of the world, they look like a perfect, supportive friend. But to you, they are a silent, invisible warrior. Form 7. Psychological manipulation. The reality distortion field. We now enter the most dangerous, destructive territory of all. Form number 7. Psychological manipulation. You might know its most famous and sinister weapon: gaslighting. This form of manipulation doesn't just change your daily choices, it attacks your fundamental sanity. It systematically destroys your perception of reality, your memory, and your trust in yourself. When a psychological manipulator does something undeniably wrong, and you courageously confront them with facts, they will flatly, calmly deny it ever happened. They look you in the eyes and say, "You're crazy, you're imagining things," or "I never said that, you're twisting my words." They do this so consistently, so smoothly, and with such absolute confidence that your brain begins to experience a cognitive glitch. You start to doubt your own memory. You start to think, maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am losing my mind. Once you completely lose trust in your own senses, you hand over the keys of your life to the manipulator. You become entirely dependent on their version of the truth just to feel safe.
Form 8. Information manipulation, the gatekeeper. Finally, form number 8. Information manipulation. It is an old saying, but a true one. Knowledge is power. And by strictly controlling what you know, a manipulator completely controls how you act. This involves the dark arts of lying by omission, cherry-picking data, or burying you in so much useless, overwhelming information that you completely miss the vital truth hidden in the noise. An information manipulator doesn't necessarily tell a direct, easily disprovable lie. Instead, they tell you 90% of the truth, but carefully hide the crucial 10% that changes the entire meaning of the situation. They take quotes completely out of context to make an innocent person look guilty or a dangerous person look like a saint. In relationships, they keep secrets by claiming you never asked. In business, they hide devastating clauses in mountains of paperwork. By keeping you in the dark, they ensure you can never make a fully informed, free decision. You're forced to see the world through a heavily distorted lens that they created.
Now, the veil has been lifted. You know the 8 forms of manipulation. The shadows have been exposed into the light. Direct, indirect, emotional, mass, event, individual, psychological, and informational. Remember this. The exact moment you recognize these tactics being used against you, the spell breaks. The invisible strings instantly lose their tension and their power. Awareness is your absolute shield. Critical thinking is your only weapon in this silent war. Look back at your life. Look closely at your interactions. Notice the subtle signs and protect the sanctity of your mind at all costs. If this deep dive opened your eyes and made you see things clearly, hit the like button right now. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced any of these forms of manipulation in your own life? Subscribe to our channel for more deep, uncompromising explorations into the hidden corners of human psychology. Stay aware, stay guarded, and above all, remember, keep your mind entirely your own. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.